What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country and around the world that you need to know about here on a daily basis. We got a lot to talk about here today, including more lockdowns going on here around the world because of the pandemic and new $1,000 checks that are going to be going out here soon to tens of millions of Americans. And remember Wally, the emotional support alligator that we covered in one of our last videos? Well, you're not going to believe where he sleeps. Yeah, we'll cover that here in this video as well. Let's jump right in. China going into massive more lockdowns here as the pandemic continues to rage on. People want this virus to go away, but it's not. The BA.5 variant, which is the dominant variant here in the United States, still infecting a lot of people. You can see this headline here. China shuts the world's largest electronics market down as Shenzhen imposes more lockdowns. Yikes. Yeah, China's southern city of Shenzhen on Monday shut down the world's largest electronics market and suspended public transportation nearby as authorities enforced neighborhood-wide lockdowns in response to what they say is just a small number of virus cases. Yeah. A busy shopping area home to thousands of stalls selling computer components, mobile phones, parts, and microchips is among 3 neighborhoods placed under a mandatory 4-day lockdown in the Fujian district, according to the district government. Residents in those neighborhoods are forbidden to leave their homes except for virus testing, which they are required to undergo every day until Thursday. All businesses in the affected areas are shut down until Thursday, except for supermarkets, pharmacies, and hospitals. Restaurant dining is also suspended with only takeaway allowed. China is one of the last places in the world which is still enforcing stringent zero COVID measures, which rely on sweeping digital surveillance, mass testing, extensive quarantine, and snap lockdown. But get this, on Tuesday, Shenzhen, an international technology hub of 18 million people, they reported just 35 infections, supposedly, including 11 asymptomatic cases. This is the problem. This is what they're telling us, that they've only reported 35 people have the virus out of 18 million, and yet they're locking down the whole city. Yet videos shared by residents on social media show metal barriers topped with barbed wire. You can see it here. This is the barricades they have outside of people's homes. People are literally like prisoners in their own homes. Imagine this being the type of lockdown that you would have to deal with. It's a different world over there, guys. Talk about freedom. Look at that. Imagine that, man. Like, are they trying to keep you in or keep you out? Yikes. And also, the districts of Luhao and Longgang also shut down all entertainment venues and public parks and banned gatherings from conferences and performances to square dancing. They have square dancing in China? Authorities also suspended service at 24 subway stations and hundreds of bus stations across Shenzhen, including around the entire electronics markets. I'm not even going to try to say that word. Now, this comes as the U.S. had 112,000 new cases here yesterday, as you can see on the screen. China's trying to say that they had 35 cases yesterday. in that district with 18 million people. I mean, does that sound believable? We had 112,000 cases. Remember, that's in the US here. That's only people that went to official testing facilities. Anybody uses that at-home test and doesn't go to a hospital or go to an official testing facility in addition to that, who knows how many real cases we have. So we're over 100,000 cases per day, um, not including the weekends. The weekends just don't get reported. You could see like over the weekend we had like 8,000 cases. That's because the weekends have always just historically they just don't get reported. That's just the way reporting is. But on all the weekdays, you can see here they're almost every day over 100,000 new cases. And we don't really know the real true numbers because how many millions of people have the at-home tests? A lot, a lot. And you could see here now, almost 100 million people have tested positive for the virus. And again, those are only people that went to official testing facilities, like a hospital or the drive-through testing or something like that. That's about a third of the entire United States have caught it at one point or another, and went to an official testing facility. So really, at this point, it's I don't know, maybe half the United States has caught the virus or more. So I mean, it feels like at some point everybody's gonna have caught it at one point or another. Maybe I don't know. It just kind of feels that way. Over 1 million people have died from this virus or complications of this virus, and almost 6.5 million people worldwide have died from this virus. And my thoughts and prayers go out to everybody whose family's been affected. I've seen a lot of comments of people who said that they've lost a family member in our actual comment section. So, my thoughts and prayers go out to everybody who's been affected by this virus, and a lot of people have also, lost jobs and things like that as well. So, we're in uh, year number 3 here, 2020, 2021, and 2022, year number 3 of the pandemic. So yeah, it's and really the White House made a statement here recently that we could be living with this virus forever, similar to the flu virus in that regards, that we might not be able to eradicate it. So let me know your thoughts here on this. We are seeing more and more stimulus relief here on the federal level and the state level. We just seen a major stimulus program here on the federal level in the terms of student loan forgiveness. That's going to go out to 43 million Americans. We just had a statement here saying that we're supposed to get forms to fill out maybe by October. So maybe a little bit over a month away. I'll keep you up to date on details on that. Also in September, we're maybe going to get a food stamp, food raise assistance. There's a major meeting coming up on that. I'll keep you up to date on that. Really a lot of different things going on here and a lot of state stimulus programs as well. One of the major, really about half of the states, somewhere around 25 states or so, doing state stimulus checks, tax rebates, property tax rebates, all sorts of different programs. One of the big major ones that, or major one that people are looking for is the largest state population wise, California, which has an up to $1,050 stimulus check coming. This is passed, this is official, this is coming. And the details on this is $350 per person. We actually have a big look at the details here in this. California grants tax rebates. Yes, new stimulus checks to Social Security and disability recipients. Okay, I'm just going to read this here. When California introduced the 2021 Golden State Stimulus Program from last year, millions of residents in the lower and middle income brackets received tax rebate checks from the state as part of the scheme designed to redistribute the state's massive $75 billion surplus. Now they have like about $100 billion surplus even after they sent out stimulus checks last year. That shows you how much money they're bringing in. They could send out stimulus checks and still bring in even more money. The scheme distribute. I hate the word scheme. It sounds weird. It sounds like it's a scheme, but it's I don't know, it's just a weird word. The scheme distributed one-time checks worth $600 or $1,200, depending on whether an individual filed taxes individually or jointly. And then I think there was an additional $500 if you had a child last year. The stimulus check program last year, however, left out individuals who received Social Security and disability benefits because their tax returns showed zero in California adjusted gross income. That wasn't true for everybody, because if you had Social Security and you filed a tax return, if you had enough to file taxes, you would have got it. So that's not true for everybody, but for some people, yes. To qualify for the scheme last year, California residents were required to show between $1 and $75,000 of income. In 2022, California is broadening its stimulus program, providing rebates to even more residents. It's like 23 million people or more. This year's middle-class tax refund scheme will see checks distributed in October this year. They're saying maybe as early as September. And recipients of Social Security, disability, or other public assistance will be eligible to receive the money this time around. This time around, the state will issue checks worth up to $1,050 to millions of taxpayer benefits. So it says Social Security, disability, and other public assistance will be eligible to receive the money this time around. That's what it says. Here's who is eligible. Single filers earning less than $75,000 will receive $350 checks per person. If you earn between $75,000 and $125,000, you get $250 checks. If you earn over that, you get a little bit less. Most people aren't going to be there. So it's $350 per person. So if you're a married couple, you get two $350 checks worth $700. If you have children, you can get up to three $350 checks worth up to $1,050. One major change concerns Californians who rely exclusively on Social Security, disability, or other sources. With the Golden State stimulus check, people whose sole source of income was public assistance were not eligible last year because their tax form showed $0. However, with the middle class tax refund this year, people who report $0 of AGI income on their 2020 taxes qualify for a payment. The payments range from $200 to $1,050, depending on your income. An individual who relies exclusively on Social Security or disability on their income and therefore has a California AGI of 0 in 2020 will receive $350 if they do not claim a dependent, or $700 if they claim at least one dependent, according to the Franchise Tax Bureau. A couple filing jointly who relies solely on Social Security or disability will receive $750 without dependents, or $1,050 with at least one dependent. The Franchise Tax Bureau reminds Californians that there are other criteria people need to meet to receive a check, including residency requirements and tax deadlines. There will be at least 23 million people to receive the payment. Payments will go out starting in in October. If you want to call California, if you're from California and you have questions, you could call this phone number here on the screen. Weekdays, 8 a.m. through 5 p.m. 1-800-542-9332. This is the California Franchise Tax Bureau. And share this video with anybody from California who has questions about this, and have them subscribe to our channel. I'll keep you up to date on all the states that are and the federal governments with all sorts of stimulus programs like this. Next up, remember the emotional support alligator that we shared at the end of our video here a day ago or so? That was at a water park. I think it was called Love Water Park or something like that. You could see here in the video. that became a viral sensation. You could see this alligator being walked by, I guess, the guy's daughter. Um, wow, just an amazing God, what an amazing alligator there. I used to have an alligator years ago, like, I don't know, probably 20 years ago, when I was like 21 or so. I had an alligator, not nearly that big. I gave him away before he got that big to an alligator rescue place. But yeah, apparently, this emotional support alligator sleeps in the same bed as his owner. And you can see here when this alligator, quote, when he turns his nose towards you, that means he expects a kiss, says the owner. You can see here in the picture. uh, wow. This guy must really trust this alligator, because I got scared of my alligator, and my alligator wasn't like even a third of that size, and they got scary when they got even close to being anywhere close to that big. This guy must have a real bond with that alligator. Joseph Henney's emotional support alligator, called Wally Gator, goes with him almost everywhere, from the grocery store to walks in the park. Imagine if you're in a grocery store and this Wally Gator goes walking past you. It would probably scare the bejesus out of you. I can't believe they even let that guy into a grocery store. They hug each other and sleep in the same bed. Wally Gator is an alligator. Quote, when he turns his nose towards you, that means he expects a kiss, says Henny, who is 69 years old and goes by Joe, pronounced as Joe, who lives in Jonestown, PA, about 2 hours from Philadelphia. He's super sweet natured. Yeah, I can see that based on the pictures. The two watch television together on the couch, and when Henny takes him to the farmer's market, Wally Gator gives hugs to shoppers, as long as they are okay with being that close to a 70-pound reptile with a mouthful of razor sharp teeth. He's definitely not your average crocodilian, explaining that most people in his community are familiar with his 7-year-old, 5.5-foot emotional support alligator. And he went viral after taking him to Love Park in Philadelphia. Let me know if you've ever been there. I've seen some comments of people saying that they knew that park. He's a very special gator, but I wouldn't recommend that anyone get one. If you don't know what you're doing, you will get bit. Yeah, they're pretty vicious. They do the alligator roll. You can see the mouth here of the alligator. You could picture me putting a little piece of chicken in there. My wife used to cook chicken for our little alligator, who was just a fraction of that size. And you can see him holding the baby alligator, which is that right there is maybe about the size that mine got. I bought mine just from a local pet store. That's probably about the largest mine got, because when he got to about the size that my hand could hold him, he got so big that my hand could barely get around him, and that's when I started to get scared of him. I gave him away to an alligator rescue place. Look at this, look at this. And the alligator rescue place was going to take him down to the Everglades, where they had an alligator rescue place, and they had like 10 alligators there that they were going to take. This guy is just amazing. Look at this guy. Look at this.
You tell me you're hungry. Huh?
Can you imagine just swimming with this guy?
You tell me you're hungry.
Taking a little swim.
Up here. Come here.
Look, look.
Come here.
Chicken.
I hear you. Open up. There you go.
Yeah.
Good boy. Ready for more?
Goes.
There you go.
Oh, one more.
Come on. There's another one right there. Yep. Good boy. That's my Wally. One more?
Ah.
No? I got one more for you. Oh, you want me to just sit here for you? Till you settle that a little bit? Okay.
So full.
That's my buddy. Yeah, that's my buddy.
Look at this. He's actually registered as an emotional support animal. Registered since 2018. Registration does not expire, valid for the life of the animal. Wow. God bless him for actually getting that. You know how the government is, right? Trying to get anything done with the government. He actually got this done and got this registered as an emotional support animal. Wow. Congratulations for getting that done with the government, right? Wow. Yeah. What a cool story. What a cool story. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Let me know if you plan on getting an emotional support alligator next. Maybe we've inspired somebody. So I'll keep you up to date here. Make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. It's completely free to do so. Click the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notifications when we go live with new videos. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click here to watch my newest video next. And you can click here to watch my newest video about $3,200 stimulus checks going out to millions of people. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.